ప్రేక్షకులందరికీ hello and welcome back to yet another fabulous episode of our talk show with experts. మనతో మన expert Rahul Reddy garu. Rahul garu, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for inviting Nitya garu.
And happy Easter, Andy. On this note, we have another excellent dhamakedar topic for this week, anamata. Our October 2021 visa bulletin. Now, I know, the speculations are very high and things are moving forward in favorable directions. What do you feel people should expect from this October 2021 visa bulletin?
According to the Department of State, the filing dates in September of 2020 were all the way to January of 2015. Mm-hmm. What he is telling is that the final action dates may move all the way to January of 2015 by September of 2021. Mm-hmm. So then this is an effect of 100,000 extra green cards. We got it from the previous year. Right. Because of the pandemic, they were unable to use the family green cards. They don't have an option. The executive people, they don't have an option. They have to give the green card to the employment based. So most of these people who filed green card applications in October, November, and December of 2020, most probably might actually get the green card by September of 2020. And I'll tell you how they are going to get it. You may say, hey, how fast can they move? I'll tell you the plan, how they are moving, how they'll get it. Now, we have extra 135,000 green cards, according to the State Department, that will be available in this year. Now, for 100,000, the date moved all the way to 4+ years. For 135,000, how many years does the dates will move? Yeah. Well, the calculation doesn't go exactly like maths, but we're expecting anywhere between 3 years or even up to 4 years movement, starting in January of 2015. It may move to 2018, it may move to 2019. Who knows? It may move to 2017. We don't know. The dates are going to move. So people should be prepared to file the adjustment of status in October of 2020 if their priority dates fall in 2015, 16, and 17. I don't know if it's going to cross 2018 or 19. I'll be a little bit prepared with those things. So people should be prepared to file the adjustment of status if they have not already filed. People who have already filed, well, they get the green card. They don't have to do anything. I will tell them what they have to do also.
Okay.
And the main question, Nitya garu, what comes is, how come the green cards, how come the green cards, they're not processing that much, they're not interviewing that much. Right. The good part is that recently, in the past 2 months, we have noticed a lot of green cards, especially for EB1 people, getting approved without the interview.
Okay.
So for those people who already filed the adjustment of status, there are 4 things that need to happen. Okay. One is the final action date has to be current, which is not in their hand. Second thing is that their biometrics have to be completed, which is not in their hands. The third thing is that their I-140 must be approved. Okay. If they have filed an underlying I-140, especially most of the people have filed downgrade applications. So I do suggest a lot of people that please do premium processing. We know that they are rejecting it. Try. Keep filing again. Keep filing again. There are cases that we filed 7 times, 7th time they accepted the premium processing. So keep trying again. Every 2 days we keep on sending it. And it will take time sometimes for them to accept the premium processing. And the fourth thing is that their medicals have to be done. Some of the people in October, November, December have filed without the medicals. They can supplement their application with the medicals right now. Okay. There is a good chance that there is a 90+% probability at this point of time. Because of the pandemic, they are going to get visa waived and the green card will be given. So we're expecting a lot of these people who filed in October, November, December to get the green cards by September of 2021.
Okay. Wow. That's impressive, Andy. I am so happy to hear that, and hopefully
I see a lot of people posted questions on the premium processing. Their premium processing got rejected because the original labor certification is not there along with your I-140 application. Yeah, that is right. I mean, that is true. But most of the other people who premium processing got accepted and got approved also didn't have original labor certification at the time when they filed the I-140. So please, I saw a lot of comments on the YouTube requesting, my premium processing got rejected, what do I do? Keep filing. I mean, what is the loss you're going to have? Just paying extra for FedEx. They're not even taking your $2,500.
Correct. Every time they send it back, they're returning your check also as well, right?
Right. That is right.
Right. Okay. Great suggestion, Rahul Garu. And on that note, I know there's a lot of people waiting to talk to you. Let's get started with our callers without any further delay. All right, on to our first caller, Andy. And while we're waiting for our caller, we have a question. This is from RB. He or she says, is it okay to do a I-140 premium if I receive my 485 receipt and spouse's 485 got rejected? Do you see any issues with it?
I don't see any issue. I still want you to do the premium processing for your I-140. I still, because when the final action date becomes current, or if the filing chart's open for your wife, you can always add. If you choose to get the premium processing though, it may expedite your green card processing when the final action date becomes current. Yeah, there is a chance that your wife may not get the green card on the same day that you got it, but still, it still is better for you to do premium processing.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Andy. All right, on to our next caller. Caller from area code 602. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Yes.
Caller from area code 602. Okay, I think we lost our caller. Let's go on to our next caller, Andy. Caller from area code 623. Hello? Caller from area code 623. We're ready for you now. All right. While we're waiting on that caller, here's a question from Murli. He says, I-140 premium processing rejected twice, original perm not available. And I think this is kind of what you were talking about, right? Original perm not available and expired. My attorney said they cannot try as they cannot challenge the second reason. What are my options?
File it again. Keep filing it again. There are a lot of people who are under your situation, so premium processing was been accepted by USCIS. Keep filing. You'll get it.
All right. Thanks, Ade. So area code 623. We're ready for you now.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Rahul, my question is regarding, like, I have one clarification to be made on my history. So my I-140 is I'm EB3 downgrade, by the way, October, and I-140 got approved by premium processing.
Thank you. But please tell the other people that your I-140 got premium processing approved. A lot of people say, no, it's not happening. Okay. Oh, that proves what I said. Yeah.
No, I've been telling my friends, right? It just probably, it was second attempt, but it went through. And then biometrics is done also. EAD is awaiting, but I'm hoping in about couple of months or so, worst case. I'm hoping to move to EAD and not stay on H1B. But I had a situation back in 2017 and 18, which I'm little skeptical if would create an issue for me.
What was the issue?
So basically, I mean, I was not watching the show then and was not so much aware, so a mistake was committed probably. I filed my H1B extension too late in the game, and then the 240 days had passed and no approval was received till then, and then that rumor of, don't convert to premium. So that's in the past, but my mistake was my lawyer didn't say that you have to stop working. I continued working after 240 days. Eventually, there was an RFE and it got denied. Then I moved out of the country immediately and filed for another H1B. And luckily that got through 3 years.
So after the 240 days has expired, how long did it took for you to leave the country?
So after 240 days expired, I took about 3 months to leave the country. Yeah.
You're fine. Your green card should not be any problem in getting it because it's still within 180 days. I don't see any problem in it.
Okay.
Okay.
Even though if I work, okay.
You told me that. Okay.
Okay, no worries.
It should.
Can I take one?
I'm not.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, sorry, I'm okay. I mean, I won't bug you with the second follow-up on this, but can I ask a small second question? Or
Sure.
if there's
Go ahead.
no time?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, this is about that automatic revalidation. So I don't want to wait on, I mean, I'm not planning a travel, but hoping with things improving and expecting that I will get an EAD. I do want to travel to, India. How does this work, right? Basically, what I'm trying to say is, like, let's say my wife and I both have, H1B currently, respective. So automatic revalidation when you go to Mexico, is it that when you go there, you take a stamping and come back, or
if you're
like,
planning,
or is it?
So your passport stamping is expired, is that right?
Passport visa, you said? Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Hers is expired, mine is not, but yeah. So we both will go together.
So if you go outside the country with the H1 and H4 approved, you already have the approvals of the H1 and H4 right now, right? And
Both
you have the
both
I-9.
of us have respective H1Bs. Her H1B and my H1B.
Sounds good. You can go to Mexico or Canada. You can come back within 30 days. You don't need any visa stamping. You don't have to do anything for automatic revalidation. You just come back, you show them the H1B approvals, respective approvals. You can come back into the United States without any trouble.
Okay.
Only to Canada and
No
Mexico.
stamping.
No stamping is required. If it's stamping is required, then it's not automatic revalidation. No stamping is required for automatic revalidation. Let's go to the next question, Reddy.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling in. Let's take our next caller, Andy. While we're waiting on our caller, we have another question from Murli D. Says, my H1B extension has been approved for only 1 year. Are H4 applications filed along with H1? My attorney is stating they have to apply the I-539 now. Did they miss to file along with my I-129?
Oh, they missed filing with the I-129 before?
He's asking if did they miss to file it along with my I-129? Is that why the attorney is stating that they have to apply for the 539 now?
I think so, what the lawyer is trying to do is that they filed the H1B, got the H1B for only 1 year. H4 is still pending. So they're filing a H1B extension again. So they want to file the H4 extension again along with the H1B. Nothing wrong with it. That's a proper procedure of doing it to file a H4 again.
Okay.
But whether or not they filed it previously, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that they filed it. If they did not file it, I would recommend that you consult a lawyer immediately, privately.
Okay. Thank you, Rahul Garu. On that note, let's go to our caller, Andy. Caller from area code 603. We're ready for you now.
Hi, Nitya Garu. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Hi, Rahul Garu.
Hi.
My priority date is September 2015, EB2. In September 2020, I moved to new employer. But with my old employer, I have H1B until August 2023. And I did not travel after I moved to new employer. And my old employer told that he will have my H1B for 1 year without revoking. In case in October 2021, if priority date moves, if I go back to my previous employer, I will go back to the same position, and my H1B was valid until August 2023. Is it okay if I do downgrade and file for 485 without having any pay stubs with old employer?
Technically, yes, you can file 485 application and I-140. You can go back to the old employer and they can use the same I-140 to file the downgrade application. Yes, even though you said that you did not travel outside the country after you moved to company B. So if you want to go back to company A, you don't need any H1B approval, which you said it's already approved all the way to 2023. Yes, they can file the downgrade application. Yes, you can go back and work with the old company. Absolutely no problem with it.
Since the I-94 numbers are same on old employer H1B and new employer H1B, will it cause any problems, sir, while filing for 485?
Absolutely no problem. That is exactly how it's supposed to be. The I-94 number has to be the same. If the I-94 varies, there might be some problem with it. I don't want to discuss with you about it because it should be, I-94 number should be changed. Once you enter into the country, until you leave the country, the I-94 number should not change. So you are in good shape. Absolutely no problem in filing 485. Let's go to the next question, Nitya Garu.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Let's move on to our next caller, Andy. And in the meantime, I have a question from Divya. She says, my PD is a 2013 EB3. I'm in Canada as a permanent resident since 2019, working with the same company who filed the GC. If the dates become current again, can I move to US with B1 and then file for a 485, or should I be on an H1 or L1?
Technically, you're not supposed to come here on a B1 or B2 for the reason of filing the adjustment of status.
Okay.
You cannot. You're not supposed to. But you can come here on H1 or L1 and convert into adjustment of status. Not a problem at all.
Okay.
Nitya Garu, I just want to expand this a little bit so that people will understand is that a lot of people have moved to Canada. We know why, is it right, Nitya Garu? Because in the beginning of the shows, when we started, we said, yeah, I would apply for the Canadian green card.
Yeah.
Now, when I see that, the people until 2015 prior to date of, they already filed the adjustment of status. When I'm speaking with these more younger people whose prior to date is 2018 and 2019, they actually forgot that there is something called green card in the United States.
That's true.
They were only thinking that we are coming here in H-1B, we are filing an I-140 only to get the H-1B extension. They never were being told that there is something called a green card, they're going to get the green card. Somehow that did not sink into it. And that's the reason why I put the title October 1st, October 2021 visa bulletin, because these people are unable to understand, hey, buddy, there is something called 485 application. You file it, you get the green card. They forgot it. I mean, because of people like you and me, of course, we told that it's going to take about 100 plus years for them to get the green card.
Yeah.
Right. We definitely. So the pandemic, actually, the COVID, has been a blessing for these guys. I mean, I don't like to do that, but it has been a blessing for these guys so that they're getting the green card much faster. Even though I don't like COVID, who likes COVID? But it's been a blessing for them. COVID has become a blessing for them to do the green card. So, I mean, people need to be prepared. And that's the reason why I suggest people to stick with the companies that are getting the labor and I-140 approval. You have a chance of getting the green card. Previously, we told, you're never going to get it. 180 years is maybe you won't live it, most probably. But now everything's changed based on the pandemic, the extra green cards that we got it. The good part is that out of the 100,000 extra green cards, Indians may get up to 90,000. Out of the 135,000, anywhere between 110,000 to all the way to 135,000 extra green cards will be only taken by India. Nobody else is there waiting for it.
Right. Yeah, because everybody else is current.
Right. Yeah.
That's interesting, Andy. I'm just glad it's gone down from 120 years, which like you said, we forgot there's an option of a green card,
Yeah.
All right, let's take our next caller, Andy. Caller from area code 502. We're ready for you now.
Hi, Nitya Garu.
Hello, sir.
Rahul Garu. You're able to hear me, right?
Yes, we are. Please go ahead.
So, hi. So my name is Kumar. So I'd like to discuss my wife's situation and what are the options that we have to consider. So we have initially filed H1 and H4 extensions separately, but H1 extension was denied, and we filed a new H1 on premium basis with the consular petition. And the initial H4 extension filed for my wife is still pending. So they just called for biometrics, but we rescheduled due to her pregnancy. We are expecting a baby this June, and and the H4 is still pending, but my initial H1 was already expired, or not denied, so not expired. So denied, and filed for a new H1 on premium basis with consular. So I just got an RFE for that, and we're going to respond to that RFE next week. Meanwhile, can I able to use that new H1 receipt notice and update the H4 application? What currently waiting for her?
But the new H1B that you filed was a consular processing, is right?
Right, that's a consular processing.
Yeah, you cannot use that
since my I-94 is already expired. Yeah.
Right, you cannot use that to update the H4 application though, because you're not requesting to extend the status, change of status. you're not claiming that you're in legal status in the United States. So that H-1B cannot be used to extend the H-4 under to supplement the H-4. It's not to be used. I'm also a bit worried that after your I-94 expired, after your H-1B expired, how long you've been staying in this country?
I'm thinking to do a travel this coming May because
that's not the question I asked though.
June.
I said how long you have been staying after your H-1B got denied.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, it was denied in Jan 2021.
You are risking too much to go to June though. The reason is that if you are unlawfully present here for 180 days, you have a big danger of not a 3-year bar for you. And the same danger is there for your wife though. So you should never try to cross 180 days after your H-1B is denied, because that's going to put you into a different category and it's going to be tough for you to come back. Okay?
Yes, yeah, 180 days. Yeah, I'm aware of that limit, but I mean, once I get my new H1 response, I would like to do a travel, but for her, I can't do a risk at this moment due to her pregnancy until.
I want you to file. I want you to file a B2 application for sure because of the pregnancy. Yeah, even though she has an issue with regards to the I-94 expiration, you try to look good when she's going to ask the exception. Hey, what did you try to do when H4 got denied? Why did you just let her stay there? Why are you now doing in May? You should have filed a B2 long time ago. So I would recommend that you file a B2, okay, and wait until she becomes, wait until medically she is eligible to travel after the delivery, and then she should travel after delivery and try to get the H-4 visa. Okay?
Okay, gotcha. And last but not least, so if my new H1 consular petition is approved, can I travel to Mexico or should I go only to home country?
No, only to home country. Once you are unlawfully present in this country for one single day, the only country that you can go for stamping is your home country, which would be India in your case. Let's go to the next caller, Nithigaru.
All right, Andy.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Let's go on to our next caller, Andy. And in the meantime, we have a question from Joe. She says, Rahul Garu, is it possible to convert from L1B to L1A? If yes, what are the requirements in terms of job profile and timelines for filing? Are there any catches?
For L1A, you must be a multinational executive position. You must have a job offer here in United States for a multinational executive position. Not only that you must have a job offer at a multinational executive position, you must have worked back before coming into United States in the preceding 3 years. You must have worked for the same company, the sister company in India, for at least 1 year, which you already worked. Otherwise, you wouldn't have got the L1B. But you must work in a multinational executive position there also.
Got it.
So if you have worked there in multinational executive position and you have a job offer right now here, it can be converted. L1B can be converted to L1A. Okay. I just want to note people that a lot of people will say, yeah, I worked in multinational executive position. Let me look into your L1B application. When I look into the L1B application, guess what they said? In the L1B application, when they got the L1B, they didn't say that they are working in multinational executive position. Now you can't change the story. It should have been established from the beginning that you are in a multinational executive position when you applied for the visa, when you entered the United States, and right now it has to be consistently the same story. Then in that case, if you still have a multinational executive position, yes, you can convert into L1A.
Okay. Thanks, Cindy. Let's go to our next caller. Caller from area code 657. We ready for you?
Hi, Nitya Garu. Hi, Rahul Garu.
Hi.
Hi.
So, I have a question about like choosing either EB2 or EB3 green card application. Right now, I'm working for employer A. Employer A filed my GC in EB3 category. So, I already received my EAD and AP cards. The green card PRT date is June 30, 2014. But with the same priority date, employer B also filed my green card application in EB2 category. So my question is like, I'm planning to travel to India. So if while coming back, if I use AP, so can I still be on H1B, or am I married to EB3 application? Why I'm asking, because like in October 21, so 2021, if EB2 dates move forward than EB3, then I can't go back to employer B and use that EB2.
I got the point. I got the point. First question to you is that, which company are you working? Is it employer A or employer B?
Employer A.
So right now you're
category they file.
So right now you're working with employer A. Okay. So what your proposal is, after you leave and you travel, you come back into United States, and if you use advance parole, and if the priority date for EB2 moves, your intention is to move to employer B. If the priority, forget about the marrying at this point of time. Okay, I will decide that later on. So your intention is that if the EB2 moves, you want to actually move to company B, is that right? To take the advantage of the EB2. Yeah, you can move to EB, even though you are married to the adjustment of status. Once you come back, you can still move to the company B. You can still use the EB2 approval of the company B. Even though you're married to the adjustment of status, you can still move to company B and use their I-140 for interfiling, saying that, look, I want to now use EB2. You can technically do that. Absolutely not a problem.
Oh, even working,
even though you're married, even if you're married to the adjustment of status with company A, you can still move to company B and use the I-140 of company B to convert into EB2. It's called interfiling.
Right, sir. Got it. So even if I continue working for employer A, can I do the interfiling at the time?
No. And right now, you can't do interfiling. If you're still working with employer A, you cannot do interfiling. You have to move to company B to do the interfiling.
Got it. Okay. So how long does that process take normally for interfiling?
Interfiling, the process of the lawyer will take only 1 or 2 days, but the immigration to acknowledge that process, though, it varies a lot. It varies a lot. I would recommend that you discuss with the lawyer what those options are, but yeah, it varies a lot. But you can do the interfiling.
Oh, okay.
You can do the interfiling, okay?
Right, sir.
Now,
so in this situation, what would you suggest for me to go for the visa stamping interview? Because my H1B is valid for 3 more years. So do you suggest me to go for the visa?
I'm not a fan of H1B, keeping H1B though. In your case, there is no strategic advantage of H1B other than building a big house like this. You know, this is a fake house though, but unless you want to pay the house down payment for me or some other lawyer like me, I don't see a reason for you to go for H1B stamping. I don't.
Right. Since it's already approved, I have like
let's give a chance to more callers. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay, sir.
Thank you so very much. Yeah. Let's move on to our next caller, Andy. In the meantime, I have
Nityagar, I just want to point out to the other people though, in this case here, employer A had I-140 approval with EB3, employer B had I-140 with employer B had I-140. So he can interfile, but if he were having employer A I-140 EB2 and I-140 EB3 with employer A, if he wants to move to the employer B though, then he would not be able to use EB2. Where employer B doesn't have an I-140 approval, he can't use employer A's I-140 approval of EB2 when he moves to employer B. I just want people to be aware of this example, a little bit unique, different example than the other people normally have. Let's go to the next question.
Sure, Andy. All right, on to our next caller, but I have a question for you in the meantime, Andy. This is from Rush. He says, can I take a break or choose not to work on an adjustment of status EAD? I am the primary applicant of the 485 application.
No, you cannot. The whole purpose why we are giving you the green card, the USCIS is giving you the green card, not we, but the USCIS is giving the green card, is because you have a job offer that you want to work. And if you don't want to work, then we don't need you. I mean, that's the whole purpose for why you're getting the green card. No, you can't take a break. You can, on top of working 40 hours, yeah, if you want to do something else, absolutely you can. But no, you can't take a break. A break is going to break your 485 application.
Okay. Sorry, Bruce. You know, you got to take a break some other time. All right. On that note, let's go to our caller. Caller from area code 469. We're ready for you now.
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Hi, Rahul. I see your videos a lot. It's so informational. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
My question is, on May 12, 2020, I filed my H1 extension with employer A. Along with that, did H4 and H4 EAD. My H1 got approved, but H4 and H4 EAD is pending for like 11 months right now. And my bio is also not done. We did not get a call. I moved to employee B in Feb 2021 this year. My transfer got approved. We again applied for H4 EAD and H4. My question is, what will happen to my previous company's H4 application? Will it be like just lost, or it will be processed? Will it be helpful?
Most probably they will approve that H4 plus EAD. Most probably the H4 validity and the EAD validity will be up to the time that is there for you with the current company for which you moved in February of 2021. Most probably that will happen. Very rarely we see any denials of those things because the previous company withdraws the I-140, but you took that extra precaution. You filed one more H4 plus EAD. So there's good chance that the previous H4 plus EAD will be approved. And once that is approved, there's a good chance that second H4 plus EAD might be denied, which is fine because you got the first approval. But yeah, that most probably will be approved.
Okay. Just in case if previous H4 EAD is like denied, will my new application take another 10 or 12 months to approve?
Yeah, that's a possibility. That is definitely a possibility. You're right. But there is nothing we can do right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. And my employer A told that he might mostly withdraw my I-140 application. So if I'm starting a new one with my new employer, which might happen in 3 to 6 months, will it take another 2 years or more?
Yeah, the time process to get the labor certification approval, the whole process of getting the I-140 approval, which used to be anywhere between 7 to 10 months, is right now anywhere between 15 months to 2 years right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. All right. On to our next caller, Andy. And in the meantime, we have a question from Ramesh Rayasam. He says, my son is completing 21 by July of 2023. I applied for a downgrade with a priority date of June 2012. Do I need to apply for the I-140 premium? Can I use the EAD for getting driving license for my wife and son?
Good question. Even though we have made some bold predictions for the priority date movement in September of 2023 and September of 2021 and October of 2021, those are predictions. They are not facts.
Right.
I want to be cautious with this gentleman. I definitely don't want to do the premium processing of the I-140. We have explained in many videos, why the reason why we, what harm it will be if the teenage kid is there to do the premium processing. He already knows that. And if somebody is watching this video first time, go back to our old videos. We'll tell why teenage kids should not do premium processing of the I-140. He should not. He should wait until the final action date becomes current. And the day the final action date becomes current, he should go for premium processing. Absolutely, he should wait until the final action date becomes current. Now, coming to the question of the wife and kid using EAD to get their driving license, that is not considered to be married to the adjustment of status. It is just a state process, nothing to do with the federal process. They are not working. They are not violating the H4 visa by using the EAD. So they can use the EAD absolutely to get the driving license. It will not be considered as married. They still are safe by using the EAD for getting the driving license.
Okay, that's just used as like proof that they can legally be here, right? In that case.
That's right.
Okay. Awesome, Andy. Thank you, Rahul Garu. Let's go to our next caller. Caller from area code 214. We're ready for you now.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, my question is regarding I-94 for my wife. So she's on H4 and her I-94 expires in July 24th, on July 24th. So, and her H4 is valid till December 22.
December 22, 2022.
2022.
Why is the I-94 valid? Because of the passport. Okay. I got the point.
So, we are applying for new passport, and also our 485 is filed and our biometrics are done. So we are expecting EAD anytime soon. So if we get EAD, will that be considered I-94, or do we need to go out?
No, if you don't go out though after July, she would be considered to be married to the adjustment of status application though, because you didn't file the extension. You can file the H4 extension. It's not that big to file a H4 extension. Why not file a H4 extension?
So that's 539, right?
That is absolutely right. Just file a 539 extension.
So what if it doesn't get approved before that date? So will she be considered out of
it? No, sir. It doesn't have to be approved before July of 2021. It has to be filed before July 2021. It does not need to be approved. So once you file the 539 application, it's another status. I'm not telling you should maintain the H4. It's up to you. Okay, it's up to you, because I normally tell people, get rid of your H1 and H4. That's what I say. I mean, it's up to you. But if you want to maintain the H4, just file one 539 application. That's it. You don't have to get the approval.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure she is not out of status and that will not impact.
No, sir.
Because we have to get the soon.
No, sir. No, sir. Okay. No, sir. That will not impact our green card application. If you file a I-539 application, she is still your wife. She still maintain the legal status. She will not have any problem in getting the adjustment of status because of this. Next person.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So let's not waste any time and go ahead to our next caller, Zande. While we're waiting for our next caller, we have a question from 𝗧𝗔𝗟𝗞 𝗦𝗪. She says, my husband's perm is pending with priority date of September 4th, 2020. His max out is June 1st. His employer is ready to file the I-140 in premium. Can he get it before the max out with this pace of process? Recently, August 31st was approved last Friday.
We have noticed August 3rd week to 4th week, but I don't know about 31st exactly, whether they have been received or not. There are some things what he can do. For example, is June 1st is expiry. We are right now in April, so we have about 2 months still left for him. So what he could do is that he can spend extra 20 days in Mexico and come back and keep on extending it for that. It's called automatic revalidation. He doesn't need to have a passport stamping though. There are some creative ways of extending. I'm just telling just in case if the labor certification doesn't get the approval though. So he may want to consider though. Not all the cases filed in August have been approved. A significant number got approved, but not all the cases got approved. So I want him to be a little bit more precautious. This June 1st is like very crucial. I may want to extend at least 2 weeks by going to Mexico and coming back. In that way, that or maybe 3 weeks going to Mexico and coming back. And then he can extend the H-1B for a period of 3 weeks and then file an I-140 for 3 years. Okay. So he should try to think creative ways of extending the H-1Bs just in case if there is a delay in getting the I-140 approval. Also notice that I-140 sometimes is taking a longer period of time, even though you file in premium processing. For that reason also, he needs to have that extra cushion. Maybe 20 days, maybe even 40 days also. Okay. But automatic validation is only 30. He cannot go for more than 30 days to Mexico or Canada. It has to be less than 30 days. So he can do 2 times if he wants to do it.
Okay. Rahul Garu, thank you so much for that. That was pretty detailed, and so hopefully they're watching the show. And on that note, let's go to our next caller, Andy. Caller from area code 319. We're ready for you now. Caller from area 319. All right. While we're waiting for that caller, let's take another question, Andy. This is from Rahul G, he says currently DOL is taking around 219 days to process perm. Any chances of improvement in the perm processing time?
Biden administration overall is not very aggressive in opening the businesses, opening the government for the COVID restrictions. Now, he's a bit favorable definitely for the immigrants, but he's not favorable in having the full scale of the government offices to be open soon, at least until the vaccination has been done. So we may not see a drastic improvement coming in the processing time of the labor certification pretty soon. It may take a little bit longer time to cut the town, but people who are planning to file the green card application, especially when they are coming to the 6th year, or if they are, if they're trying to shoot for October priority date, you may want to creatively plan things. Like the way I said, going outside the country for 20 days, coming back, and some creative ideas need to be do. There's nothing you can do about the processing time, but there are certain things that you can do outside by going to Mexico and extending the H-1B beyond 6 years. So those are the creative things you can think, but as of the processing time, I'm not expecting any drastic improvements.
Okay, thank you, Andy. Let's go to our next caller, Andy. Area code 404, a caller from area code 404. We're ready for you.
Hello, Andy.
Hello, sir.
Happy Easter, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
మొన్న అక్టోబర్లో 485 ఫైల్ చేస్తున్నాను. మెడికల్ స్పెషలిస్ట్ నాది ప్యారీ డేట్ వచ్చేసి March 1, 2011. అయితే ఇప్పుడు ఆ లాయర్ని కాంటాక్ట్ చేస్తే ఇంటర్ఫైలింగ్ చేస్తామన్నారు. బట్ నాకు క్వశ్చన్, ఇంటర్ఫైలింగ్ చేసినప్పుడు నాది సెయింట్ లూయిస్ మిజోరీ సర్వీస్ సెంటర్ అండి, ఎంఎస్సీ నుంచి వచ్చాయి. అక్కడికి పంపించాలా లేదా లాక్ బాక్స్ పంపించాలండి ఇంటర్ఫైలింగ్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్?
లాక్ బాక్స్. Send to the lock box.
Lock box. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Andy. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. All right, let's go to our next caller, Andy. And in the meantime, we have a question from Mohan K. He says, regarding birth certificate for 485, my village name got changed recently and got the new name in the birth certificate, but the passport has the old name. Do I need to get any affidavit?
You can try to get any press releases, any information. Normally in India, I'm a lawyer in India too, actually, licensed lawyer in India. Yes. When they split the villages, gram panchayats, into different places, they do have a gazette that will be issued by the collector office, though.
Okay.
If you can get that gazette off, you can contact the lawyer in India. The local lawyer can get you the gazette that gives the information that, look, the village 𝗟𝗡𝗪 right now has been split into these things. And this is the boundaries for those things. So you can pull out that information, keep it ready. Don't send it to anybody. Just keep it with you.
Okay.
If and when the RFA comes in, you can at that point of time, send it to them. Yeah, affidavit is also good. A sarpanch of that particular 2 villages can give an affidavit saying, hey, buddy, this village name has been changed. Is also good. But the gazette, the gazette of the government is more important document in there. Keep it ready. Don't send it to USCIS. They may not ask you anything. They might just give you the green card. But I just want to keep it ready just in case if there's an RFA.
Okay. Thank you, Rahul Garu. All right, let's go to our next caller, Andy. Area code 319. We're ready for you now. Caller from area code 319. Hello? All right. Hello? Okay. And while we're waiting for our next caller, let's take another question, Andy. This is from Venkat Indukuri. He says, my I-140 premium processing was accepted by USCIS 4 weeks back, but there's been no update yet. Do you know any such cases where the premium processing takes more than 4 weeks? How do I check with them?
It's not normal for the premium processing to take 4 weeks, but there are some instances that we have noticed cases taking up to 5 weeks for the premium processing. This didn't used to be the case, but from the time the pandemic occurred, it's not, we have seen some cases. I would say about 5 to 10% of the cases are taking 5 weeks.
Okay. All right. Let's go to a caller, Andy. Caller from area code 918. We're ready for you now.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. So my question is regarding, I filed in for adjustment of status in October 2020, downgrade. So you were I was listening to your call earlier, and you were saying file the premium processing over and over again, even though it gets rejected. But will there be any impact in the final decision for getting rejected so many times?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It doesn't even go into any of their system that you filed. Absolutely not. You haven't done anything wrong. It will not be any negative, none so at all. Even there are cases that we filed 7 times, got accepted. We got the I-140 approval. We didn't have any problem.
Okay, rejection is basically at the initial level itself, which doesn't even go to the officer.
Right. It is not reviewed by an officer. It's not based on the merits of the case. It's not that you filed any fraudulent documents. It's not that your company did anything wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. You can keep filing it. It won't negatively impact whatsoever at all on your I-140 application or green card application. Let's go to the next caller.
Okay.
Right.
And sir, last question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Texas Service Center, any improvement? I mean, I filed in October 19th. Last week itself, you said October 23rd itself people are getting biometrics. Even now, I did not get it yet.
Yeah, well, not all the people. They are getting, the biometrics have improved significantly for the adjustment of status. Now, when I compare that with the H4 applications, though, they have been backlogged much more than the adjustment of status. I'm thinking that the reason why they're doing it is that they want to complete the biometrics and probably give you the green card by September. That's the reason why I'm thinking that they're improving it. Yeah, just wait. You'll get your biometrics. If you're filed in October 23rd, just wait for a couple of weeks. You'll get biometrics.
Okay. Okay, sir. Last question about that receipt is, I got the 765, 131, everything. I filed 485. On 485 receipt, when I check online, the status shows your fees has been received on December 18th. Though I filed on October 19th. I got the receipts in December 26th.
That's fine. That's fine. You're fine. That's fine. You can ignore that online statement. You're good. You don't have any problem.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Okay. All right, let's go on to our next caller, Andy. And we have a question from Rom. Says, can companies withdraw I-140 downgrade petition which are pending over 180 days? Also, if moving jobs on an H-1B transfer, is moving jobs on an H-1B transfer now an option while the I-140 is pending, and would it require me to restart the perm process with my new employer?
Wow.
Loaded.
Yes, they can. No, it's a very crucial question for him.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, the I-140 downgrade application can be withdrawn even after 150 days. There are ways to protect your 485 application. There was a court case ruled on it saying that the I-140 must be approved on the day it's been filed. So an argument could be made on it. It's going to be very expensive because lawyers are going to charge money. I mean, even if they don't have this big home, lawyers cost money. The H-1B transfer is still possible, but if the I-140 has been withdrawn, I want you to contact a lawyer. We can still revive your I-485. It can be still argued that the I-140 was approvable at the time of filing. It was approvable until 180 days. So thus why you should be eligible for the AC-21 filing a 485J supplement. Now, this is an expensive process. I don't suggest anybody to do it though. Okay. But if you have been forced to do it, then at this point of time, where the employer is not giving an option, then you have to go with this option of it was approvable at the time of filing, it was approvable after at the 180 day, so you should still get the green card. Argument can be made. It has been successful arguments that have been made. It's just going to be costly for you to do it. If you're forced to, then you should choose this option.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Let's go to our next caller, Andy. Caller from area code 919. We're ready for you now.
Hey, Rahul. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
I do have EB2 prior date 2017 November. My employer is not willing to do the downgrade, but I'm pushing. They might do the amendment, the best case scenario. They don't want to do a new 140. They might do an amendment. The dates become current. So if that amendment gets rejected, so would something happen to my original 140?
Right now, don't hurry up. If your company is not willing to do the downgrade, though, there's no hurry for you to do the amendment right now. Don't expect that EB3 is going to be always forward than EB2. We never know how it's going to go. Okay? Be prepared with your company to, if necessary, that they want to do amendment. And when the priority date becomes current in EB3, though, yeah, I would definitely, if they're not willing to do a new application, go ahead and do the amendment. Now, the question is that, will it affect the previous I-140 application? Why are you contemplating the amendment will be denied? That's the main thing that I have. Normally, there are very rare circumstances if you're still working for the company that the amendment can be denied. So we need to look into the circumstances. Are you not qualified for the job? Then yes, in that case, they should still revoke your previous I-140. Does the company does not have the ability to pay? Then there is a chance they might still revoke the I-140. But under the normal circumstances, though, if you file an amendment, especially because you want to go from EB2 to EB3, which is not a proper way to do it. I don't know, the law firm is not good. But if they choose to do it still, the chances for rejection is less than 1% though.
Okay. Slightly follow-up question. If I end up getting amended and get married to EB3, so if I change employers in the future, so can I get EB2? No. You cannot then. You have to, if you get married to the adjustment of status, you have EB3 underlying application. You move to a different company. If you want to choose to EB2, they have to file a labor and I-140 again. That was my question. So that is a possibility, right? They can still use my old for
that is
new
right.
form.
Oh yeah, absolutely they can. Absolutely they can.
Awesome. Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. Let's go on to our next caller, Andy, and we have a question. This is from Supriya Madhusudan Dasari. She says her H4 I-94 is expiring on July 24th. Based on passport expiry date, I have applied for a 485 in October, and I've
I think so. We covered this question live.
Covered this? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, let's go on to our next question then. Can we get our next caller also online, please? And our next question is from Adam. He says, thank you for your service, Rahul. My priority date is November 2011. File for adjustment of status in October. I have an option to apply in EB1C. What is your recommendation, EB3 or move to EB1, which is faster?
Obviously, EB1C, if you are eligible for it, I definitely will get the EB1C approval because the priority dates for EB1C are current.
Okay.
Absolutely current. I mean, I will try to do it.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Andy. Let's go to a caller. Caller from area code 310. We're ready for you now. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Are you able to hear?
Yes.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Namaste, Rahul garu. Namaste, Nitya garu. My question is, EB3 downgrade chesi last November my employer filed for my 485, 131 and 765. But in February I received the receipt for all these three. But bad news is my employer said another 2 weeks my job will be eliminated. So I want to know what are the options I have right now.
Wait a minute. You have when was the date that you filed the adjustment of status?
In November 2nd, 2020.
So that will be May 2nd, is right, for 180 days?
Correct.
That's so bad. I mean, that's so evil employer, the worst employer. If you lose a job by May 2nd, though, your 485 application is considered to be abundant. I mean, you can't rely on it. You have to go on to the H1B. I mean, you have to continue on H1B and start all over again.
Okay. So that means with a new employer, so if at all I get any new employer in another 2 months?
You have to file a H1B. You have to continue on the H1B. You can forget about the downgrade. You can forget about the adjustment of status. Why can't he let you go on May 2nd week? Why does he need to do it right now?
I was just 2 days back I got this news. So next week probably I'll check with my managers and everybody. So I will see what will happen in another 2 weeks.
Yeah, but
okay,
but if they let you go before 680 days, you're out of this 485. You can't. This is gone.
Right. Okay. So Bill, in 6 months, I'm sorry, in 2 months I can be in the country, right?
You have a H1B,
even though
right? You have a H1B,
yeah,
right?
my H1B, my H1B is valid till March 2022.
Okay, you have a 60-day grace period after you lose the job to get another job.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay? Okay then.
So I can stay in the country for 2 months.
Definitely. Yes, and try to find another job and file a H1B.
Oh, okay.
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 Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, one last thing. My wife H4 EAD, she's on H4 EAD, so her H4 EAD also will get collapsed, right? I mean, it will not be there.
She's still eligible to work for the next 60 days because you're still maintaining the legal status. After you lose the job, she still has 60 days.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And if you find a job, then obviously that H4 EAD continues until whatever time you get the H1B approval. So.
Approval. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Reddy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling, sir. Okay, let's go on to our next caller, Randy. And in the meantime, we have a question. This is from Pawan Kumar, who says, "Hi Rahul, can we submit medicals from India in case if I'm in India when I get an RFC that we need to submit our medical reports for the 485?"
No, the medicals have to be done in USA. They can be submitted at any time. I mean, while you're in India also, there's no restriction that you cannot submit. The medical has to be done here. What I'm suggesting people is, even if they are not issuing an RFE, go and get the medical submitted and then try to submit. You can always submit, it's called interfiling. Do the interfiling and submit the medicals right now, even if they're not asking the RFE. Even if they have not issued an RFE, we are suggesting all the people to submit the medicals.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, Andy. Let's go to our next caller. Caller from area code 646. We're ready for you now. Please press *6 to unmute your line. Hello?
Hello, Nitya garu. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hi, Rahul. My priority date is March 2012 and my EB3 140 is with employer A and quoted to EB2 with employer B. And then company A acquired by company B. So recently with 2020 October, my lawyer filed with EB3 140 using supplement J by getting the employer B signature. So a few weeks back, I have discussed with you about this 485J filing. And I think you advised that it should have amended with 140 and the need to be filed along with this 485J. So now I'm a bit worried what happens if my 485 is denied because of this not amended properly. So what are my options if
If it's better you may consult did you consult your lawyer already? Your company lawyer?
Yeah, he told that so as it is acquired by company B, it is okay, something like that he mentioned. Meantime, I also got documents from FOIA, both 140s and perm documents. I was reviewing, company name is changed, address is, even though the address is same, but the tax ID number is changed.
Yikes.
So, but the job description, everything else is same.
No, that's tax ID number that counts very important though. That's different. I want you to maintain the H1B until your 485 is approved here though. They should have amended as we discussed before. One other suggestion that I would do is right now stay on the H1B. The priority dates may move back again. File another adjustment of status using a proper I-140 to be on the safer side.
Okay, so that means as I have EB2 currently, is it advised to downgrade to EB3 or wait until 2012 priority date?
Wait until 2020 filing dates comes in. At that point of time, if you needed to downgrade, you can downgrade, or you can file an amended thing, or maybe just file a straight EB2 485 application with the current company. Maybe EB2 will become current too for you.
Okay, so they can both go parallelly. Will not have any issue.
I would want to
EB3
withdraw.
also.
I want to withdraw the previous one because it has faults in it. I don't want to rely on that. So once you file the EB2 adjustment of status, you can withdraw the EB3 one. Okay.
Okay. But what happens if final action dates getting current by September? So do you want me to wait until the time before I start?
EB2? You can refile the entire application on adjustment of status again by filing a fresh I-140 once the final action date becomes current.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because there is a fault in the I-140, we fear that the 485 might be denied. So when the final action date becomes current, file it again. Everything will be safe for you then. Okay, let's go to the next caller.
Okay, with the downgrade only, right?
Yeah, with the downgrade. If it's needed, downgrade. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
And Rahul, one last question. I do not have approval 140 copy for filing, but even though I have the FOIA documents with
that's good enough. Your FOIA is good. That has the documentation whether the I-140 has been approved or not. And the front page of the I-140, it tells when it was approved. So you're good. The file number will be there and there. So you're good. You don't need a 797 approval. That FOIA is much better than 797 I-140 approval.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rahul. Thanks for giving your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. All right, Andy, let's take our next caller. And in the meantime, I have a question from Be Kind. Says approved H-1B extension petition is withdrawn by my employer due to recent USCIS site visit email. I moved out of the US in 2019 and still work for the same company. What are my options to reapply the H-1? Is there any risk associated?
Was that moving outside the country because of the site visit, was it an initial H-1B application or was it an extension or transfer of H-1B application? That's very crucial. The second thing is that was the first H-1, if it is a first H-1B, was it in-house? What happened with the site visit? Did the job never existed at the site? If it is never existed at site and it was initial filing, you will have to file in the H-1B lottery again. But if it was an extension, it was a transfer application, and because of the site visit you left the country, yeah, you can still file a H-1B, absolutely not a problem. You can still file a H-1B without subject to gap.
All right. Thank you, Rahul Garu. Okay, let's go to our next caller, Andy. Caller from area code 201. We're ready for you now.
Hi, Rahul sir. How are you?
Good.
Yeah. So my question is, in October 28th, my company filed my adjustment of status. It was a concurrent EB2 filing. Last year they applied the labor, and when they filed my adjustment of status, they applied for my I-140 as well, right?
Nice.
So my priority date is EB2 2010, December 2010. So my question here is, I have a standing offer with the client that I'm working currently.
Is
so
the
my 180
I-140
days, I have convinced.
No, but is your I-140?
My N40 not approved yet. No, it's still in the process. I didn't apply for premium processing as well. So the thing is, my 180 days would be
your 180 days will complete on April 28th. I'm aware of it. But my question is that why were you not listening to us all these weeks to do premium processing?
No, I was listening to you. I have requested my employer as well, but for some reason they were not inclined to file for it, file for the
I got the
premium
point. I got the point. Okay.
Yeah.
But now the question is that,
now
the question is, you have a job offer right now. Can you move to the new company using the AC 21485J supplement? I don't want to answer yes and no to this thing. The reason is that if you want to be rich, okay, don't change the company right now, even if they are giving you $200,000 cash and they're going to pay you the taxes for the $200,000. Don't move. Now, if you want me rich, look at the building. If I can have that kind of thing, then you move, you come to me, there are ways that I can get your I-140 saying it was approval on October 28th. It is approval on April 28th. I will make a creative arguments. There's a good chance you may. But I can assure you one thing. You will be paying part of the money for this kind of house.
Sure.
So if I were you, I would not like to make an immigration lawyer rich by making myself poor. If I were you. Okay. Now, if you've been the same thing, what I pointed to some other gentlemen was that they don't have an option. They're getting kicked out. In your case, you just want to pay the money for an immigration lawyer. Don't do that. I would stick until I-140 is approved. Once I-140 is approved, I-140.
Yeah, what would be the timeline?
I-140, especially if you're filed, which service center did you file? Which lockbox did you file? Phoenix or
it was sent to Texas.
Yeah,
Texas.
I would say it's about 9 months period is the typical time that is taking for the I-140 to be approved.
Okay.
You have a good chance if you get your I-140 approved, though. I mean, you may not need AC-21. You may even get the green card.
Okay. No, but the thing is, like, I somehow convinced my client to hold on to the offer for 6 months.
Yeah, try.
And now, like,
I would still, even if Elon Musk come to my home with $200,000 cash and that he's going to pay the taxes, I am not taking the offer because I don't want to be in the clutches of the immigration lawyers. Believe me, I don't want to.
Yes, you can send him to me though.
Okay.
I'll take the 200.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. Rahul Garu, so many callers, so many people waiting to talk to you, but there's never enough time in the day to do that.
But they can always go to my website and book my time at any time at RN Law Group. My appointments are open. They can book it any time.
Totally. And Rahul Garu, from the bottom of my heart, I wish you get build a house like this someday, and you start doing your calls from a real house.
If our clients listen and follow the directions which they should be doing it, I will not be able to build, but I'll be very happy for them to be safer, to get the green card rather than getting a house still can't sleep properly in it. I would rather be happy if they would follow our directions and get their green card properly.
Thank you so much, Rahul Garu. You're always, as ever, so patient in answering everybody's questions. And to all our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in week after week. And we will be back next week again with yet another fantastic topic, as well as, ready to take all of your questions. So until next week, have a great week. Happy Easter, everyone. Rahul Garu, thank you so much again. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.